Hello everyone, this is Andy and welcome to electricpetrolhead. As you'd have seen on a previous video, I've talked about the Instavolt chargers in Norfolk being fantastic, and also I've explained how to sort of plan a road trip before. But as I just did a sort of over a 300-mile road trip in our i3, which only really does 140 miles, I thought it'd be useful just to get the map out and show you what I did and how easy it was. So, as you've got a map here, we went from there in Buckinghamshire to there in Norfolk and back. Probably better to use a better map. 1 second. Alright, back to the trusty MacBook and Google Maps. A lot easier to show than a map on the wall. Right, so from home in sort of North Buckinghamshire over to Swaffham is about 110 miles. I've got the i3, which comfortably does 140, 150-ish miles. This journey in a long-range Model 3, I could almost do it all in one go. But I haven't got that. I've got a shorter range EV, so I've got to stop for charging. So when you look at, we were planning to spend a day in Wales next to the sea and a day in Hunstanton. There is some rapids in Hunstanton, but there was only a single unit and it's always a bit of a risk, and I prefer to go somewhere where there's a line of 8 bays. So what did we do instead? Well, we left just 30 minutes earlier than our friends and we drove all the way to Swaffham in one go. We got there and it's an Instavolt charging centre. So you've got 8 bays in a row. There's also a co-op, there's some loos, and there's a coffee shop. So we have 2 young children. Trying to get them to stay more than 2 hours in a car is pushing it anyway, and after 2 hours I'm up for a bit of a stretch, so it really didn't inconvenience us at all. We just stopped, plugged in, and wandered over to the co-op and just got a few snacks and stuff ready for the day on the British beach, which is nothing like a Mediterranean beach or Californian beach in terms of the weather, but it's England and it's a beach, so it's wonderful. So we charged up at Swaffham, gave us about, I didn't fully charge because I didn't need to. I had played around with Google Maps a little bit and realised about 120 miles was enough for the next part of sort of our little road trip. So stopped in Swaffham, charged up for about half an hour, then drove up to Wales, parked up for the day, went to the beach, and everything was cool. We then drove from Wales to our hotel, which was just a Premier Inn in King's Lynn. As I've said in previous videos, in an ideal world, we would book a hotel with charging. We did this very last minute. Norfolk was pretty much fully booked for everything. So we managed to get a room in the Premier Inn for us and some friends, so that was great. So again, there were rapid chargers in King's Lynn, but they were single units, and I just didn't need to use them because I charged up in Swaffham. So with a little bit of forward planning, you're sorted. So we stayed the night there, and then we went up to Hunstanton for the day. There was a massive motorbike club turned up, so got to see some cool Ducatis, which was really nice. I still love them. Anyway, day in Hunstanton, and then on the way home, we just stopped off again in Swaffham and had a bit of food while we were waiting, and then did the final leg home. The advantage of that is, again, I didn't have to fully charge the car because I knew I had about 110 miles to get home. So probably charged up to about 90%. Again, it didn't feel like a long charge because we did stuff. You know, we went into the co-op, we got some drinks for the last part of the journey, got a little bit of food, and it was fine. And I suppose this is what I wanted to show from this channel. So a lot of these videos that I produce are videos that my friends in sort of real life, not just the internet friends, but in real life have asked me. And this is an easy way for me to say, right, watch this 5-minute video. It explains exactly how we did, you know, a 320 odd mile road trip over 2 days in a shorter range electric car, and had no inconveniences really, because we probably would have stopped off there anyway. It really didn't inconvenience us. And obviously the other benefit over driving a petrol diesel car is I'm not pumping out fumes all the way. Much better. So hope you've enjoyed this little video. As always, comment below if you have any questions. This is just a small example, but very much real world because we just did it. Okay. Thanks a lot. See you soon. Bye.